Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into a song called You by the Monkey Dance. Now, at first listen, it might sound like an anthem for ignorance, but it's actually a piece of brilliant satire. To really get how it works, we have to jump straight into the lyrics. Right at the very beginning, the song hits you with this line. And that contrast is so jarring and absolutely intentional. You've got this image of melting ice caps slammed right up against a private backyard barbecue. This extreme clash between a global crisis and personal comfort immediately raises the big question: what is this song trying to tell us? And there it is. That's the core question. Is the speaker in this song really that clueless, or are we watching a masterclass in satire unfold? To figure that out, we need to look at who exactly is doing the talking here. So, the key to understanding this whole thing is the character the song creates. We have to analyze the speaker, the so-called persona. And it's crucial to get this. The band isn't speaking directly to us. No, this is a very specific, carefully constructed character. And here is that persona, the prototype of a climate denier. Their entire attitude is built on pure self-interest and a very public refusal to engage with reality. Every single line, starting with that barbecue quote, is designed to reinforce this worldview. But the song doesn't just paint a static picture of this character. It actually shows an escalation of this denial. As the song progresses, the persona's arguments get more and more detached from reality. Let's take a closer look at how that ramps up. This line from the second verse is a perfect example of that escalation. The logic here is completely absurd. The speaker takes a global atmospheric problem, rising CO2 levels, and twists it into a personal brag about his car speed. It's a classic non sequitur, and it brilliantly exposes how this way of thinking is totally incapable of connecting cause and effect on a larger scale. So what we're seeing here is a crucial narrative shift. The persona starts out by questioning the facts. The ice is gone, but quickly moves to a position of personal immunity. It's no longer about whether the problem is real, but about the arrogant belief that they will be exempt from the consequences. So how exactly does the song pull off this critique? Well, it uses very specific rhetorical tools. We can call them the weapons of satire, and they are wielded with incredible precision. The primary tool here is irony. The song isn't adopting the voice of the denier to support them. It's doing it to unmask them. By saying exactly what this kind of person would say, the song reveals just how ridiculous those arguments are. It's like holding up a distorted mirror. This line is a perfect example of that irony in action. Seriously, no one would genuinely hold up a meme as a source of absolute truth. By having the character say this so bluntly, the song is satirizing the entire culture of misinformation, where scientific consensus gets thrown out for a simple, shareable image. The next rhetorical weapon is hyperbole, which is just extreme exaggeration. The song takes the persona's self-centered logic and pushes it to its absolute comical limit. And this is where the facade of any rational argument just completely crumbles. You find this line in the song's outro. A catastrophic flood is downgraded to a fun little DIY project. The hyperbole here is just devastatingly effective. It trivializes a life-threatening disaster, and in doing so, it perfectly mocks the naive and self-absorbed belief that any problem, no matter how huge, can be solved with a bit of can-do spirit. Okay, so we've identified the tools, irony and hyperbole. But what's the core message they're building together? Beneath all the mockery, what is this song really about? The core message really comes from the constant collision of two opposing sets of motifs. Over and over, the song smashes the tiny world of private consumption against the massive reality of environmental destruction. This web of connected ideas is called a motif network. This conflict couldn't be clearer. On one side, you have this tiny bubble of personal comfort. My barbecue, my chair, my drink. On the other side, you have the enormous reality that's being ignored. Melting ice, a burning sun, a world on fire. This constant juxtaposition is the engine that drives the song's entire critique. So when you put it all together, the song is taking aim at several targets. It's a critique of consumerism, it's mocking fact denial, and ultimately it's an indictment of apathy, of the decision to just sit back and watch the world burn like it's a primetime TV show. So why does all this matter? Why use parody? In this final section, let's look at the actual function of this kind of satire. It's not just about making fun of someone. It's a powerful tool of social commentary that's designed to provoke a very specific reaction in the listener. This process basically works in 3 steps. First, the song acts as a mirror, reflecting this ignorant attitude. Second, it exposes that attitude as absurd through exaggeration. And third, and this is the most important part, it forces the listener to take a position. You either laugh along with the critique, or you find yourself uncomfortably on the same side as the character being mocked. This final line is the ice-cold endpoint. The willful ignorance has now morphed into something much darker: active cruelty. The persona isn't just ignoring the suffering of others, they're planning to turn it into a source of personal pleasure. This is the ultimate terrifying conclusion of the "it won't affect me" mentality. And so we're left with this question. You provides a powerful blueprint for how satire can dismantle a dangerous ideology. Which makes you wonder, what other absurd arguments in our public discourse today deserve to be held up to that same satirical mirror? Thanks so much for joining me.